Oh, Lord. It's ugly. Hey, y'all. Welcome to my car. Anyways, it's hot as fucking balls. I thought I would sit down and tell you the story time of the time that I absolutely tweaked the fuck out on magic shrooms or whatever the fuck you call it, and therefore never ever 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 touch them again, because that's how bad it was, and it actually like changed me for life. I'm not gonna lie. Now before I say this, I want to say that this is all alleged for entertainment purposes only. Right. Who likes my shirt? Hold on. I might have to reverse it on him, but thrift store. So I'm gonna start this story time by saying I'm not like a drug person. I'm really not. Growing up as a kid, I never like smoked weed. I never drank. The first time I ever smoked weed, I was 18. Didn't really like it. Thought it was kind of just not for me. I didn't really like it. And then I ended up doing it a couple more times at like 19. I also had some really bad times like with edibles when I was 19 because I didn't know what I was doing. And the person who did know what they were doing didn't really care about like how it would affect me, right? Just a little backstory, a little lore, right? But I'm saying all this to say that before and still to this day, I'm not really a drug person. The farthest I've ever gone is shrooms, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. I live in California, and I also live in a place in California where it's just like very normal to like do that kind of stuff. This is like 2023 that I'm telling you guys about. So about 2 years ago, me and my sister just decided to try it one time, try mushrooms one time. She asked me if I wanted to try it. I was honestly terrified of shit, but I was like, you know what, like I'm down, I'll try it for entertainment purposes only. We would like grind up the shrooms because I'm not eating mushrooms. I'm not doing that. I've never done that, and I will never do that. Like, shout out to whoever can do that, though, but I cannot do that. And so what we would do is we would grind it up, brew a regular tea, I think we would brew like a blueberry tea to cover up any taste. Put the grinds in the tea with the water and the tea bag. We'd let it sit, I feel like 30 minutes maybe? 10, 20, 30 minutes, one of those three. And then we would strain out the chunks of mushroom, obviously, because again, I'm not chewing on that. The fuck. And then you'd have a blueberry tea that looks like nothing ever happened to it, right? And I think we just do like 2 to 4 milligrams in a big like jar of tea. And then we'd each have some, and it would be very mild, very casual, very normal. How much we would drink kind of would go up a little bit more each time that we did it, and we only did it like 4 or 5 times, I think. No more than 10, I'm pretty sure, did we do this. And the first time, I think we just like went to the park right by my house, and that was really chill and really fun. And then the other times, like I think we would go to a hot tub at like a place nearby, or like go to the pool, and everything was fine and dandy. And it was, again, really controlled. Maybe one time we did it at the beach. I don't remember. It was really controlled. I never got any anxiety from it. I always had a good time. The extent of what I would see or feel would usually just be like, I have this tree tapestry in my room. Well, it's not up right now because I'm moving, but I had this tree tapestry in my room, and like the branches would kind of move a little bit. Colors were definitely more colorful. I think there was one time we took a little bit more than usual, like a tiny bit more in the tea than usual. We went to the hot tub, and it was so fucking fun. Things on her face was moving. Like her face was kind of like, you know what I mean? Again, very mild, and nothing ever tripped me out, right? Until one time where we went too far. I don't even know how we decided to do this and decided that it would be amazing. As a lot of people know, if you take mushrooms with orange juice, it is supposed to heighten what you see, right? Like heighten the visuals that you get, whatever, because some people don't even get visuals on mushrooms, and I hadn't gotten much until this day, and I will get there. I will tell you that, you guys. This is 2 years ago, but even going back on it now makes me like a little... We decided to take it with mushroom. Oh my god. We decided to take it with orange juice, right? Not like a little bit of orange juice. We each had one, like, naked orange juice. We each had one of those naked orange juices, right? We each used to have less, and then whenever we did this with the orange juice, we had more. We put more in each of our individual bottles than we usually would have. Not good. You have a whole bottle of orange juice with more mushrooms than usually is recommended for one person at a time, unless you're, like, fucking crazy, I don't know. And then not only did we like not strain it, like the chunks were just in there, I'm pretty sure, which is disgusting. Clearly like something was wrong with us this day, you guys. Something was wrong with us this day because we went a little too crazy. Anyways, we did not only just like sip on the orange juice. No, you guys, we each chugged the entire naked juice of orange juice with mushrooms in it in like a minute. This might have been like the dumbest decision of my life. I don't know if I can top that. So we fucking chugged it, right? And let me tell you the location that we're at. We were in my sister's room, so we thought that we were gonna like stay there and play games all day and maybe go for a walk later. I have no idea. I just know that we wanted to like play games on the TV. It takes maybe like 5 minutes to get the highest I have ever been in my life, and hopefully the highest I will ever be in my life. I think each of us at slightly separate times were trying to get on the bed, and we were like, oh shit, something's fucking wrong. Because it's kind of a tall bed, so we were trying to lift ourselves on the bed, and we were like, oh fuck. We knew we were about to be in for a treat because the high hit so fast and so hard. After we chugged this orange juice, you guys, 5 minutes after that, we are so fucking high. And listen, I can't tell you all the details because some of it is a very scary blur, but I'm gonna do my best. It's starting to get worse and worse and worse, and this is where I start seeing visions, and going back to this is honestly horrifying for me, but this is where I'm starting to see like all the shapes and colors and like kaleidoscope type shapes, and it's constantly moving. We're both just like, I don't like this is bad, and it's obviously freaking us out. I mean, I'm grateful I wasn't high alone. I'm grateful I was not that high alone, and I'm grateful that she was not that high alone. Still terrifying though. So it starts getting bad after literally just like a couple minutes, and this is where I lose all sense of time. Time is gone. Barely really know where I am. I'm glad that we're safe. I'm glad that we didn't do this at like the beach or something. That would have been horrible. Probably would have got the cops called on us, right? At this point, we're like sitting up. And then I think we both decide that we need to like lay down, like lay all the way down on the bed. We're trying to not hyperventilate. So we're laying down and we're just trying to like as if we were in a fucking coma, honestly. Regulate our emotions because they're going wild. And I don't want to be offensive or anything. I felt like, is this what a tweaker feels like on a daily basis? Because sorry, I just could not imagine feeling that high and not in the real world on a daily basis, and that is so sad and terrifying. Okay, right? I'm laying, trying to regulate myself. I'm like, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. And I'm pretty sure I'm saying that out loud. I'm like, it's okay, we just gotta let it pass. We gotta let it pass. And it's at this point where if I move a single muscle, like I move my pinky like this, everything changes. I kid you not, everything fucking changes. Let's say I was laying on my side, right? Which I know at some point I had moved to lay on my side. All the visuals I was getting, and I'll try to put it over so you can kind of like see what I was seeing maybe, but it felt like I was getting dragged down into the floor with these visions. My body was being dragged down. I was getting dragged. So if I moved a single muscle, everything that I was seeing would change into completely different visions. I don't know how to explain it. Everything would change, bro. Everything would change. And so I was trying not to move. I don't know. This feels horrible. Let me try sitting up. And then if I'm trying to sit up, everything changes, you guys. Everything changes. Time was not real during that, but I had to spend however long adjusting to this new position on the bed, right? So my sister and I are just trying to get through this moment. And if I open my eyes, obviously I'd see what was in front of me, but I would have the same kaleidoscope visions and like colorful and shit, and like just everything would be kind of like oily moving around. I don't know if that makes sense with the kaleidoscope like embedded in what I was seeing, right? To say the least, it was horrible. I hated it. We both were freaking out, but we were like trying to regulate, you know? So at some point I was sitting up, and I think my sister sat up too. In my own head, I'm like, I'm gonna vomit, but it was not time, right? I was like, I think I was still in denial a little bit. At the same time, chugging that much orange juice would probably make me vomit anyways. That plus mushrooms plus high as fuck, tweaking out of my mind, I was gonna vomit. Like, it was gonna happen. And I knew that it needed to happen. And I was sitting here having this acceptance, like, I'm gonna vomit because I need to get this out of me. So anyways, I think my sister and I are just occasionally sharing like a word or two with each other, or like a short little phrase with each other. I don't even know. She recovered a little bit faster than me. Let me tell you guys, she recovered a little bit faster than me. Not crazy fast, not like she was better and I was still tweaking, but like she was a little bit ahead of me. I think she was like up at some point, and I'm like, girl, I'm gonna fucking vomit. And so she gets me a bag, and I usually never get sick to the point of vomiting, you guys. I don't know how. I always feel like I'm about to when I get sick like that, and I start fucking vomiting like crazy. Trigger warning. I vomit like 3 times, you guys. And my sister's like holding the bag, and she's looking at me. Her pupils are huge as fuck, and she's just like, she's just so scared. But at the same time, someone comes home, and she doesn't want them to hear me vomiting. So she like puts music on her phone and just blasts it so that they don't hear me vomiting because they're like walking down the hallway. So I'm sitting here. I didn't know that someone was coming home. I'm fucking vomiting. She's turning the music up. What the fuck? Again, TMI, it fucking soaks through the bag onto the blankets. I'm like, no, I'm okay. I needed to do that. And it was not a lie. I needed to do that really bad. And it's terrifying how much I vomited, but my body knew what was going on and it knew it needed to be out. Or whatever. After I vomited, it's not like the high completely went away. I do think I got a little bit better. Felt like if I moved an inch, not everything would change, right? Anyways, we start recovering just a little bit after that. Like, we got to clean up a little bit, or I'm pretty sure she cleans up a little bit. And I think we're better enough where we can like kind of start having conversation. She puts one of her favorite YouTubers on YouTube because we need something. At this point, we need something to distract us from these terrifying thoughts of anxiety or whatever. So we put one of our favorite YouTubers on, and we're like laughing. It's so funny. She was good at this point. She wasn't freaking out anymore. She was kind of just regular high. like regular weed high plus a little bit of extra essence in there, you know? For me though, I was not so good. I'd be watching the video, right? Obviously I'd still be kind of in my head, but the video was a nice helpful distraction. There would be like this loop of feelings and emotions that I would get. So I would be at peace, I'd be fine, and then a huge wave of anxiety would hit me. A huge wave of anxiety would hit me. I'd be like, fuck, like I'm so fucking high. When is this gonna end? It was this claustrophobic feeling of when is this gonna end? Is it not gonna end ever? I didn't know at that point. And it felt like a pang in my heart. A horrible, just stomach dropping anxiety, right? Peace, hit of anxiety, trying to recover. Like here's me spending all this time trying to be like, no, I'm fine, everything's okay. And then there's like peace again where I'm like, okay, yeah, like I'm good. And then it hit. And I feel like, again, my perception of time was kind of not really existent during this. It would be in like 30-second intervals, kind of, or maybe like 1-minute intervals. Like it would kind of happen over and over again. And in my head, I was mad at the mushrooms. They're fucking doing this to me on purpose. Like they have it over me. They're doing this to me on purpose, you guys. And I'm pretty sure I told my sister exactly that. I'm like, it feels like they're fucking doing this to me on purpose. Because they honestly did. That was probably the worst of it. And I don't really know how long that lasted. However much time passes, the YouTube video definitely really helped. I think at some point we're both pretty calm, we're pretty okay. And we would be like, I can't believe we just went through that. It was probably like 3 hours of just horror, to be honest. And then, not to mention, she had work at 3 p.m. that day. She had work at 3 p.m. that day. We were so grateful and lucky that she was actually pretty much totally good by that time. Obviously, she had someone come pick her up, by the way. She did not drive to work. Once things started calming down, we played a couple games. I'm pretty sure I played like Plants vs. Zombies or like Left 4 Dead 2, old ass games. We listened to a little bit of music, and it was kind of it. I think that we had sandwiches at some point that she had made earlier that obviously we did not continue eating once we got high as fuck. So I'm pretty sure later we picked back up on the sandwiches and maybe a couple of fruits or something like that. Before I end this story, I will say that the effect this trip had on me did not only last one day. After this trip and that claustrophobic feeling, like inside my body where it's like I can't escape this high. After that feeling that day, I think it took like a year for that to go away. Especially the first 6 months after that. I barely drank and I barely got high because every single time that I did it, I'd be like, dude, like get me out of here. I'm so scared. I feel like I'm never gonna stop being high. I'm literally like, I'm trapped. I'm scared as fuck. So it literally affected me, maybe for life. I mean, I'm so much better now. When I get high, that feeling barely exists anymore. I don't think it really exists when I drink, although again, I'm not a heavy smoker or drinker, so even before that, I was never a heavy smoker or drinker, but especially after that experience, I think I'm traumatized for life, low-key. I have never touched mushrooms since, and I don't think I will ever touch them again because that was horrible. That was horrible! And also, always remember that I'm pretty sure, like, mushrooms or whatever drugs you get from someone can be, like, laced with other shit, which is also a fear that I have. Anyways, that was my horrible experience on magic mushrooms, and why I will never touch them again. I hope you enjoyed this story. Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe. And let me know if you like the webcam video. In the back of my car. Pose on a hoe. Anyways, bye guys!